All right, guys, today's video is going to be about the Historic Evergreen Cemetery in downtown West Palm Beach. Details in just a sec. All right, guys, welcome back. So I'm sitting here in downtown West Palm Beach, right in front of the Evergreen Cemetery, which was created due to the fact it segregated West Palm Beach in the 1900s. The black community was denied burial at the Woodlawn Cemetery. So a group of the black community leaders got together, established an association in 1913, I believe it was 1913, and created and planned the cemetery, which is in downtown West Palm Beach, nestled at the very north end of Rosemary Avenue, right off of 25th Street. Now, you have to actually drive through sort of a industrial park to get here. So they created this cemetery for a dignified, respectful burial of the prominent black community and the citizens at large. Because the only other alternative they had at the time was a very poorly named, colored-only cemetery on Dixie Highway. I do not know the exact location of that cemetery or that place. At the time of this intro, I was a little confused about the location of the unknown cemetery. I had looked at some research online and saw that it may have been located under a building or structure. But after a little bit more research at the Palm Beach County Historical Society, I realized it was located at the Flamingo Park, downtown West Palm Beach, which is easily accessible. And once our intro is completed, I will take you to that location so you can see it for yourself. But that was the name of it. So that's what they called it. So that wasn't acceptable to the community at large. So they created this cemetery here. Now, it was a private cemetery, and I know it passed hands from a private cemetery to the city of West Palm Beach, which now still to this day owns it. Now, I think that was around the 80s. I'm not positive, but I believe that's when it was. The city of West Palm Beach had kind of a hands-off attitude with the plots and the tombs and the headstones. They sort of felt that it was the community, the owners of the headstones and the plots and the families to take care of those things, and they were doing the property. Now, I understand that policy changed over the years, and they've done I understand reading. I haven't been in yet. When I'm doing this intro, I haven't been in there yet. So what I understand, doing some research, that they've had various groups come in, do some clean up, do some repairs and that sort of thing. So we're going to go in and we're going to check it out and see just what sort of condition the cemetery is. This cemetery deserves as much dignity and respect as we can grant it. So we're going to go in and take a look at it, and we're going to see. So that's another one of the things we do on this channel, this mission, is we try to preserve these historic locations, bring it to everybody's awareness and attention, because it's very important to preserve these locations, to make sure that they're properly cared for and they stay in good condition. All right, guys, so I did find the original location on Dixie Highway for the unnamed cemetery for the African American population in West Palm Beach. At the time the Evergreen Cemetery was created, which was about 1913, 1916, right around that time. Now this location sits right at the corner of Park Place and Dixie Highway. It's about a complete city block, and now they've kind of turned into a little memorial slash park. A lot of runners, a lot of people like to walk here. It's a nice, secluded, beautiful place. So it was bought by the city of West Palm Beach, this location, this cemetery. Like I said, it switched hands a couple times to different owners, but eventually the city of West Palm Beach got ownership of it. So the people who were buried here, were actually removed, and ironically enough, they were buried in the south end of Woodlawn Cemetery, to permanently laid to rest there. So I took some video of this location so you guys can take a look at it and see it. It is a very beautiful little place. What I understand is the African American community felt like because it was unnamed, it was not the respect and dignity attached to being put to rest here as it was in Woodlawn and some of the other named cemeteries at the time. So that's why they came together and created Evergreen. There is a nice little roundabout. There is a nice little statue over there, so you guys can take a look at what is here now. If I can find some pictures of the old location, I'll try to throw them in, try to do an overlay. As of yet, I haven't found any, but if I do, I will put them in. So you guys can take a look at this. I did do a video of the plaque, so you guys can read it at length if you want to. If you want to visit it, like I said, it's not hard to find. It's right on Dixie Highway. It's just south of Woodlawn Cemetery. You go up just a couple, 3 miles down the road, and Woodlawn is right there. So that's what you're gonna. So that's where I am, and that's where the original unnamed cemetery was for the African American population here in West Palm. So without further delay, we're gonna go and look at the Evergreen Cemetery, the Historic Evergreen Cemetery that was created because of this situation here. And we're gonna go take a look and see what kind of condition that's in together. All right, let's head in. All right, guys, I'm kind of right in the middle of the cemetery. I'm going to kind of give you a wide shot of it. It looks to me like it takes up maybe an entire city block. And what we're facing now is the north side, north end, and facing to the west, and then swinging back north to the east, and then we'll pan around to the south, which is the entrance over there. Now it looks to me there's only one way in, one way out here. That's where we came in at the main gate, and this is facing south. And there's a very large tree here, and you will see all the way down the lane again to the west side. So let me bring this back in. So I did try. Now there is some very prominent individuals buried here from the Black community. I took a shot of the placard, and I don't want to confuse their names and their occupations. I will make sure that that placard is, I'll put that here so you can read these gentlemen's names and their contribution to the community at the time. All right, so basically looking at the cemetery, you can see that there's a lot of these plots are old, unweathered, and you can see where they've made repairs, and they have also put new covers on them. You can see right there. So it is obvious that they have made effort to repair some of the plots, some of the tombstones and the grave covers. It's very obvious that they've done some work here. There's also evidence that this is very old. The red brick double tomb there. And CBS brick, which I don't know if that's prevalent in the northern states, but you see that a lot here. They take the CBS brick, they put a cover on it, they make like a little fence for the family plot. I don't know if that's unique to our area, but I see it a lot here. I saw it in Brooksville. But you can tell this is very, very, very old. There's not a lot that I can see. Looks like pure neglect. Now we went to Woodlawn, and again, I saw a lot of the same things. Toppled headstones, overgrown, rooted headstones and plots. So we're gonna move around the corner here and we're gonna check out. That's a beautiful little place over there. See that little grove over there, guys? Isn't that cool? We're gonna move over and we're gonna check out that fence over there. Looks like it's kind of collapsed a little bit. We're gonna move to the other side. All right, I'll be right back. All right, guys, on my way over to the fence, I did notice on the very tail end of the cemetery, which I say tail end, the very western end, it's very few plots here. It's a lot of open property. And then you have these occasional cluster of gravesites, which is very interesting to me. I don't know if these were family members or relatives, or that they had thought there was going to be way more, an abundance of people being put to rest here than ended up. But you'll see this side over here, very close together. And also, forgive me, I tried to do the online find a marker so I could find these gentlemen's actual tombstones and headstead and burial sites. Could not find them. They did not have them listed. So either I was using it wrong, or it's probably the case. I have a small cluster over there by the fence. Either I was using it wrong, or I didn't know their proper names because they were only using initials on the plaque. So I'm assuming that's what it is. So, because I wanted to show you guys the actual grave sites, but I could not locate them. So I'd have to get a guide or a tour person, a representative of the cemetery perhaps, to show me. See, the lamps here are reminiscent of an older time. I would love to see what these look like lit up at night. But that is also very, I think, very unique. All right, let's run over there, check that out. Here's very, very old fencing, and looks like old wrought iron railing. And there is a oak tree growing right up in the middle of it. Right up in the middle of it. That's also kind of cool over there. Same thing. Trees coming right up beside the plots. Very, very unique. And again, here's another example that I was saying about how we have some large areas of the cemetery that are open. See it over there? And over here? And here, you have an abundance of markers and headstones and caskets. Caskets, excuse me, tombs. Sarcophaguses, whatever you want to call them. There's just an abundance of them. I mean, laid end to end. Same thing over there. You have a big grouping over there. Same thing. And then you have all this open space over here. Yeah, same thing behind me. Look at that. I don't know if there's a significance to this, but they're not the same names if you read them. There is a couple kings, but yeah, they put them very close together. So I'm assuming there's some significance to that. It is very strange. They have all that open space. They decide to put all these people so close together in one area. Yeah, you can see where they put coating on those two. Tombs over there. You see they put some sort of coating on there to protect it. They painted these white. Some decorations on there. Now this cemetery is extremely old. So we've talked about this before at Woodlawn, that there probably is not many visitors to this location because most of the relatives of the people who were buried here originally probably long dead as well or moved away from the area. So that's also a thing. So that's why when I come to these historical locations, you don't really see a lot of flowers, a lot of visits. I was at Woodlawn for 2 days straight, filming and walking around looking at places, and I literally saw no one for 2 whole days. Not one person showed up, drove by, came in, nothing. So all right, so let's head over here. Let's check out the other side. There's a big cluster over here as well on the east end, and we're going to check that out real quick. All right, then we're going to go to the very back and we're going to check that out. And that's pretty much going to be the whole place because it's not really that big. It's only a city block. So let's go over there. Let's go over there. Let's check that out. To my surprise, a visitor did enter the cemetery to visit their loved one. So as not to interrupt him, I decided to end the video with the clips I had gathered earlier so we can enjoy this unique location together one last time and reflect on just how important this location truly was at the time constructed and moving forward into the future. This location and research affected me in ways that are difficult to express in words. However, there are 2 things I can say for certain as I leave this location behind. First, now more than ever, it's important for the living to show dignity and respect to those who have passed before us by telling their stories. Secondly, it should always be noted the amazing accomplishments of great men at the very worst of times. Thank you so much for watching and sharing this remarkable location with me, and I will see you on the next one.